Hello there. And if you're like me, you went and bought a game at Gamestop, and it has this boring generic cover that they put inside every single one of these. Today I'll be showing you how to make your own cover, because these ones are pretty boring and disgusting. I mean, what is this? A girl talking on the phone holding a bag says Gamestop. A guy licking his tongue that's near the girl. And this guy is like a spy or some crap that says I can save 10%. Which I'm pretty sure they don't do anymore, because this says EB Games and GameStop, and well, EB Games no longer is existing. So we are going to take this and turn it into our own designed cover. You will need a piece of paper, some scissors, pencils of various sorts, whatever kind you want to use, and a ruler if you prefer. I don't like using a ruler. Well, actually I use a ruler if I want to draw a straighter edge, but this is how I do it. I lay it on here, take the pencil and trace the outline. Now I already have one made. Now when you're done cutting it out, what you're wanting to do is put it inside the case, so it will form the outline and shape of the case itself. So it'll be easier for designing it. Usually I leave these in here for about 2 to 5 minutes, just so it has the definite shape. But if you're impatient, go ahead and work ahead of me. I don't care. Now, if you're lucky enough, you will get a generic cover that has at least the logos for the game system game. This is Resident Evil, the original version for the Gamecube. Now, when I make my design, I will be cutting these out, just to use what resources I have. Normally, I would just turn it inside out like that and be like, oh hey, look, I have a cover. That's going to look weird with this part and that part cut out. And I have no way to reverse it and keep it there permanently, because that would end up being here. If you're not lucky and you got one of these kind of cases, you're better off just completely redoing it. Because, well, this is kind of boring too. Now I have been working on another case. Here's all my Gamecube games. This one I have yet to finish. This is just a prototype and it looks pretty nasty. It's Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. This is all I have done on it. I'm thinking about redoing it because it looks pretty nasty. But in the next video I will be showing you how to apply this or make your own, and then we will get started on the cover design. Welcome back. In this video I will be showing how to apply these and get started on the Gamecube cover design itself to look like the originals. Now this does mean you will use another version of the cover. Today's volunteer will be Eternal Darkness, which I haven't gotten very far into, but it is a fun game so far. It's kind of weird, but anyway, let's get this out so we can get started. Now, Eternal Darkness is only for Gamecube, as the corner states, but Resident Evil is not, so we will be using this generic cutout. I will cut out those pieces and then continue on with the tutorial. Okay, I also decided to cut out the ESRB rating, and I traced over it with my Sharpie, making it look more like the original. I had to cover up the original tiny little M that they had typed on there. Now, if you're like me and you miscut, well, that's what Sharpies are for. In this episode, this part, you'll be needing a glue stick and maybe a black Sharpie. So now that our case has been sitting, we're going to take this paper out. No longer need this. Now you want to line up your papers where they are supposed to go at. The logo goes like that. And that goes there. So now you're wanting to glue them on. I will glue them on and continue this tutorial. In the meantime, if you have a printer, you can just print this logo out. Why are you watching my tutorial? Maybe because you wanted to be educated. Well, that's great for you. And if you have really good artistic skills, I would love to see what your covers will look like. Because I don't really have artistic skills anymore. Those died a long time ago, along with other things. But I digress. Welcome back to this tutorial. Now, as you may notice, it's starting to look more like a Gamecube cover and not that piece of junk I threw away earlier. I looked up images for Resident Evil game cover and decided to use the PAL, I believe that is European version of the cover. Just because it's more simple and doesn't have all the unnecessary crap that the American version has. We're only going to do the cover and the side. If you want to do the back, you can put on whatever you want. I don't care. Usually I put how many players it is and how many blocks it is to save. For Xbox games, I put the other information on there. So now, you're going to want to take this piece of cover out. Now, it's a very simple cover. All it says on the side is Resident Evil. And so is the front. The front's mostly a bloody mess, but I think we're going to color it all black just so it's more simple. You may notice the PAL version has the Gamecube logo up there, while all the American versions have it on the side. We decided to put it down there. We are not trying to match the PAL version, just trying to make it simple. Now, you may want a pencil, again, a Sharpie with this kind of tip, ultra fine tip, and a fine tip just in case you want to redefine it. A silver Sharpie if you wish, just so the letters of the color are silver instead of white. I prefer to use it because it looks nicer to me, and that's pretty much all you will need. Now I'm going to draw the cover, and I'm going to do the outline of the letters in pencil, and then I will come back because I need both hands to draw. Let's hope my artistic skills don't suck today. Decided to take a break and make a little bonus video for my game cover tutorials. So, this is Fable, The Lost Chapters. This is the Platinum Hits version. Fortunately, when I bought it, all I had was the disc. I had to acquire the case another way. I don't remember how I got it. I think a friend gave it to me. But there's that. Behind it is Left 4 Dead, Game of the Year edition. Unfortunately, it's not Game of the Year because they added more add-ons to it. Much later after Left 4 Dead 2 came out, but that's not Valve's fault. They can't count to 3. Now you're probably wondering what's this. This holds my Action Replay and Game Boy Advance player disc. Completely made this out of scratch. I was thinking about getting a gray Sharpie and coloring this in, tracing that in with black. I'm not quite done with this one, but this one's taken a lot more time. But there's those. I also have a Wii cover that I did and some other games, but I don't have them with me, or they now belong to somebody else. Okay, so my artistic skills aren't working tonight, and I decided just to draw out the letters and trace them in black with this ultra fine point. So there we go. The only thing left I have to do is color it in. Now, looking at the PAL version, you probably have to Google it because I can't really. You can probably see a little bit. There's red on the cover, a reddish brown, a maroon, I don't know, a dark color. Now I was thinking about putting some of my own blood spots, but I don't know if I should. I mean, I have a red Sharpie. I had to go out and buy one. I keep losing my red Sharpie. This Sharpie runs away from me, along with these silver ones. But there's that. I'll show what the final product looks like. I mean, it looks better than this. It looks way better than this. And honestly, if I were to buy a used game from somewhere, like at a garage sale, and if I had to choose between that cover and a handmade one, I would choose a handmade one. And I have sold a handmade cover to GameStop. It was Fear, the first one, and Rock Band 1. So there's that. I will begin working on the rest of the cover. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you remember when we started, we had this piece of crap Gamestop cover for the Resident Evil game for Gamecube, the remake of the first one. Here's my finished product. I don't know if I'm gonna add anything to the back. That little stripe's always on the back of those games. That's usually where all the copyright stuff is, info about the game. I added my own blood drops. The silver line wasn't all the way across, it ended here. And it was just this like light gray, so I colored that in. Put the word Resident Evil there. I colored the rest of it black. Tell it's a mess, which I'm gonna have to do because this has that little hole in the back side. But let's put this in here and see what it looks like. This is something that's hard to do with one hand. Yet there's people out there that only have one hand, and they do stuff that everybody with two hands does, which is a really amazing thing that they do. Those people are strong. And there we go. Like I said, I'd rather buy that than this if I saw it at a garage sale or somewhere. And I do enjoy making my own covers. I also have Sonic Heroes, Sonic Mega Collection, and Shadow the Hedgehog to make my own covers for. I'm not going to show me working on them. I'm probably just going to show pictures of them being done. But this is Resident Evil 1. This is my tutorial on how to make your own covers. If you're more artistic than me, you can probably add more. You can probably add like a zombie, or the American version showed like a window, and I think Jill aiming a gun at a zombie. But that's that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.